Alrighty, hello everybody, Devin here again, and today, continuing the long-awaited hobo food video series here, we're going to be making a BLT sandwich, but rather than bacon, we're going to be using Spam, because a lot of you who live in more rural environments or other countries know that bacon is actually quite expensive and it does not last very long, where Spam can last quite a long time, and a lot of people in more rural areas grow their own tomatoes and lettuce and stuff like that as well. And then to change it up, just to give it a little bit of different flavor profile, we're going to be making it on black bread, or pumpernickel bread, as a lot of you guys know it. So Spam looks like this. It's luncheon meat, comes in a can. This is just name brand. It's basically all the parts of the pig that the butcher can't get, all the hard to reach areas of meat, like in between the ribs, and along the spine, face parts, stuff like that. Areas around the feet and the legs and stuff. That's what goes into this. It's all the leftover parts that aren't really worth the butcher going through the effort to get. So what we're going to do first of all is you take your brick of Spam. Now this is one that I've been eating, obviously. It comes out much bigger than this, and it's basically ham. Spam stands for spiced ham, and I got the low sodium version because it's actually quite salty. And all you need to do is, first of all, start preheating the frying pan. Okay, which I'm doing behind me. We'll move the camera over here after this. But we got everything we need here. You need butter, you need your choice of bread. I like a little seasoning here, so I got some 5-pepper blend. We won't be using the salt, so because this is salty enough. And then I got some butter lettuce here. So what we're going to do is you just take your little Spam brick here, and I'll try to do this to where you guys can see it. And I'm kind of blocking my light because it's right above me. But you want a good, hearty, couple millimeter thick slab of Spam, just like that. Right there. It doesn't need to be perfectly even or anything like that, because Spam is fully cooked, so you don't really need to add anything to it. It's just gonna heat up a little differently if you don't do it super even, but I'm gonna eat it, so who cares? And so now that we got our Spam cut, I'm gonna show you how to actually fry this little brick of luncheon meat here up, and we're gonna continue to make it into a sandwich here. Alrighty, so now here we are at the stovetop. I got my pan preheating, just like a medium heat. Spam is pretty fatty, and this is a non-stick skillet. But you can fry it in butter, you can fry it in oil, you can fry it in other stuff. If you have a good non-stick skillet like this, you really don't need any of that. So I'm just going to now take my slab of meat and just set it right down in there. Alrighty, so the Spam's sizzling away on the frying pan, as you just saw. Now we're over here, we got our plate. We have our leftover pork gelatin leftovers from the Spam block that congealed at the bottom of the can that we left on our plate. If you don't like that, you could just take a paper towel, wipe it off. I'm a bachelor, so this is a plate I used for breakfast, so it's got some leftover whatever on it, but it's not going to hurt you, so it's not worth really wiping off if you're me and you just used it not too long ago. So I apologize for any noise in the background. That's probably just the Spam playing, but we're frying, so we're taking our 2 slices of black bread now. You want to butter one side of it, just for little flavor. You don't need to do this if you're, not interested in doing that, but butter makes everything better. So yeah, just get it on there. It doesn't really matter. Alright, you put your butter away. That's really all you're going to need that for. And then, next thing you're going to need is your tomato. So as always, you should be washing your produce before you use it. Here's just a big beefsteak tomato. Nothing super fancy about it. Just going to give it a quick rinse. Alrighty. So now our tomato is perfectly rinsed there, and you want to find the widest side of the tomato. So you have this kind of oval shaped. So I'm going to be kind of cutting it this way, but standing up. So, and the first slice is always going to be kind of small, unfortunately, because it's the roundest part of the tomato. So if you're like me, you get to have a little snack now, which just the joys of being a chef. So I like to take a little pepper, a little salt, just right there on that little itty bitty slice of tomato. All right, and then there's a little snack for the chef right there if you like tomatoes as much as I do. Now you can cut your tomato slices as thick or as thin as you want. I kind of like thinner tomato slices in mine because it keeps the sandwich from getting kind of soggy. But the rule of thumb is normally you want your tomato slices as thick as your meat slice. So there we go, our tomato slices are cut. Now you take those, put them on the unbuttered side of your sandwich. Now this is a pretty healthy sandwich for those of you who don't know. And then I just like to add just a little bit of pepper to the tomato. And that's all the seasoning that's going into this sandwich. Alright? Then take your butter slice, your butter lettuce, or whatever lettuce you prefer, but I like butter lettuce because it's a good sandwich lettuce. It's actually got some flavor to it. It's very thin and leafy. As you can see here, butter lettuce leaf is a very thin, leafy, kind of pleasant to look at kind of lettuce. And I normally like to have the leafy parts facing outwards and kind of the harder stem parts towards the center of the sandwich. There you go, just 2 little slices like that, and that's all you need for your lettuce. If you like more lettuce, you could add more. If you like less lettuce, I mean, don't put any on if you don't want to. Put just 1 slice if that's your type of thing. It's your sandwich. You do it how you want. This is just how I prefer mine. You can hear that Spam sizzling away in the background. And we're going to take the camera over there now and see how that's doing, flip it over and all that other good stuff. Alright, here we are back over at the frying pan. Spam is cooking up nicely. I'm going to flip it now. Let's get your spatula. Alright, you can see that beautiful golden color right there. That's pretty common. I like mine a little darker, but that's about as long as people like it. And basically this stuff's fully cooked. You're just heating it through, giving it a bit of a different texture by frying it. It's not really doing a whole lot other than giving it that nice Maillard reaction on it, browning it up a little bit, which is going to help kind of break down the proteins, give it a nice kind of crispier bite to the outside of it rather than being a kind of bologna-like congealed block of ham. So now we'll just wait for this to get done here, and then I'll show you how to continue assembling the sandwich. Alrighty, we're back. The Spam has been fried up, as you can see here. It's a kind of nice golden, I like it, you know, people kind of like golden brown. I like it a little bit further, dark brown kind of on both sides. Alright, so now you're just going to take that piece of Spam. This is very hot, by the way, so make sure you know that. But you can just get it as done as you want. I've even had the sandwich with an unfried piece of Spam. It's still pretty good. And then you just throw your other piece of butter bread on top, and now we'll do a cross section here of what this sandwich looks like. It's probably going to be kind of underwhelming. There's your cross section right there of how I like to have mine, and then we'll just take a bite, see how it is now. It's pretty good. It's like a BLT, but the cool thing about it is Spam is sold all over the world, something like it anyways. It keeps for a long period of time without refrigeration, unlike actual bacon. And I actually kind of like it, the texture a little bit better, and the flavor that it actually gives, along with the black bread or the pumpernickel bread that I did on this sandwich. This is kind of how I prefer to have the BLT. This is one of my favorite sandwiches, actually. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I encourage you guys to try this recipe if you're looking for something cool. It's a very easy thing to do if you're in college or entertaining. It's relatively healthy, easy to make, full of nutrients and calories you need to get through your day. And it's kind of a pleasant sandwich to look at, and it's quite easy to make and enjoy. And if you do believe you enjoyed this video, and or if you have something cool or extra you'd like to throw on it, like if you think it'd be better with mayonnaise, I encourage you to try that and leave me a thing in the comments telling me how yours turned out or any variations you did on it, or if you're more of a traditionalist and you like actual bacon with it or not. But I think this is kind of a good way to do it for a lot of those preppers and people out there for the end of the world who grow their own vegetables, but meat's going to be kind of hard to come by, especially bacon. This is a good way to make the BLT sandwich, one of my favorites, with something that's a little bit more end-of-the-world proof or a little bit more rural proof. So, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Like I said, I hope to see you all in the comments if you try this, and I will see you all here in the next video. Bye.